Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you how to heat emboss. I have a number of different videos that have showed you how to dry emboss or emboss through a die cut machine. This is called heat embossing. It's really simple, it's really fun, and the results are so awesome that it's just too exciting not to share. So I'm going to show you how we can do it. There's a number of different ways and a number of different products you can use in order to get different looks with the Versamark, which is the medium that you'll use in order to hold on to the embossing powder. But I'm going to just show you this today, and I'm sure I will get into other ones in the future that you can see and you will love too. So what we're going to do is we're just going to show you here. This is what you're doing here. You're going to be embossing, and you see how it's like a 3D kind of look? See how that kind of gives you that 3D look? Okay, and it's shiny. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really easy, and it just requires a few things. You'll need your heat embossing gun, and basically you can use people have used a hairdryer, but it takes quite a bit to do it that way. You can try it. I have not tried it myself. I have heard of people doing it before. I just use a heat embossing tool. This is from Doris. There's a number of them. Tim Holtz has one. There's a whole bunch of different ones you can get. But I love this one. I also had a pink one. And I think I gave it to a friend, so I only have one now. I love it. It's fantastic. I've had this for probably 15 years and I haven't needed to replace it. So that is good news there. You will need for this project, just to show you how to emboss, you'll just need some paper, which we're going to use the orange paper. And then you'll need some embossing powder. Now this is called a Stamp Buddy, and basically what it has in it, I believe it's cornstarch, but I could be mistaken, it might be baby powder, but I think it's cornstarch. And basically you just put this on top of your paper. So if you can get a Stamping Buddy or use some cornstarch to, here, let me smell it. Yeah, I think it's cornstarch because it doesn't smell like baby powder. So I would guess it's cornstarch, and you can use just a little bit of cornstarch with a paintbrush and put it on your paper first so that you don't get any of the little dots. I'll show you in just a second, okay? You'll also need your stamp block. You will need, of course, the awesome Hello Spring stamp set by A Creative Journey with Melissa. This is really an adorable set. You can use it for a number of different things, including birthday. The stamps that we sell, I try to make sure that they're multi-use because we all have budgets. We all have money that we work very hard for, and if we're only using our stamps for one thing, I tend to think that it's a little bit frustrating or hard to, I guess, explain away whether or not I can buy it or not. So with this set, you can do spring greetings, you can do hello, you can do happy Easter, happy spring, you can do happy birthday, birthday greetings, all kinds of different things, and actually happy bird day. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic one with this one, because if you are the winner of this, which we are going to be giving away, you're going to love it, and I hope that you'll share the projects that you make with it when you win. So make sure in order to win that you are a subscriber to our blog and to our YouTube channel, and we will pick a winner. And then you go to our blog next week on Monday and we will tell you who the winner is. Now, with that, we're going to get started. I'm not going to need this. I'm going to pull out my personal set right there. We'll need the ink, we'll need the stamp pad, we'll need the embossing powder and the Stamp Buddy. But I'm going to put this aside. But before I do that, I'm going to show you, do you see right here where there's some little dots here? Okay. And there's some little dots here. I didn't use the Stamping Buddy on the whole piece of paper purposely to make sure that you could see that if you don't use the Stamping Buddy, sometimes you'll get little pieces of it, of the embossing powder on there. Basically what it does is it's kind of like a static cling, and if you don't use the embossing buddy or a little bit of cornstarch on the top, sometimes you'll get static cling and it'll stay in all different places. And what you're doing with the embossing powder is you're heating it up, and it basically will melt and then it stays in place. And immediately you can touch it and play with it and all that kind of stuff. I'll show you in just a second. So with that, you want to make sure that you don't get any particles like this here. See if you can see that little dots there, like the little dots right there, so that otherwise it will stay on your project. Now, we are all crafters, we all make mistakes, it happens, and it's okay, but if we can try to make our project as best as possible, that's what we're trying to do, okay? So I'm going to show you what it looks like when you stamp and how it changes. The reason why I use the orange paper I thought it went well with the carrots, truthfully. But I wanted to use a really bright color so you can really see what it looks like when you emboss and see the difference in how easy it is and how cool it looks. So with that, let's get started. I'm going to pull out my orange paper. That's this right here. We're just going to use a stamping buddy, and I'm just literally wiping it on. That's it. Nothing fancy, just wiping it on. It's basically a little bit of powder to keep anything from static clinging to it, okay? And then I'll just brush that off, any excess. There we go. And then we'll put that aside. Now we can stamp. We're going to stamp again the carrots. So we're going to just peel them off. These are the photopolymer stamps that we have in our website, on our website, in our store, on our website is what I meant to say. And you can check out our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com, or you can check it out at www.acjwm.com. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to take our stamp. Okay, we're going to open up our Versamark. Now this is a watermark pad, and what that means is it will basically make a darker color on top of your paper. So say you have a carrot like we're going to do. You'll see like a little outline of the stamp that we do. It won't be black, it won't be red or any other color. It'll be just a darker pigment of this right here. So it's really cool for any projects you have if you want to just make a really subtle type of background. So you can use the Versamark watermark stamp pad. Tim Holtz also has one. Ranger has one. I'm not sure if they're one and the same or if they're two different. I know that there's two different ones, but I'm not sure if they're the same product per se. There's a number of different ones on the market. I have used Tim Holtz, fantastic. I just happened to grab the Versamark first, and Versamark is probably more well known in the industry and had been out, as far as I know, first. I could be wrong, and please correct me if I am, and I apologize if I am. At any rate, so we're just going to open our stamp pad like we would any other stamp pad, and we're just going to take our stamp block here, and we're just going to, like we would a regular stamp pad, just make sure it's fully covered there, okay? And I'm going to show you what the stamp looks like once it's done. See how shiny it looks? See how shiny that is? Okay, so you're just going to stamp right on there onto the paper. I'm going to continue, and then I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. You could probably see a little bit of it if my arm wasn't blocking it. And I've actually been told on some of my YouTube videos that I say okay a lot. I apologize for that. I think that was my word for 2016. I'm looking for a new one. So I'm trying to figure out what new word I will annoy you guys with for this year. Hopefully it won't be okay. But okay, I think, is my go-to, I have found. So that's probably why. At any rate, so this is what it looks like with just the watermark. Now the reason why you don't want to use just regular ink, see how that looks? So it's just a little darker color. The reason why you don't want to use just regular ink, you want to make sure that you use a pigment ink, is because it has a little bit more hang time or drying time. So you have more time to do the second step here, which is put on your embossing powder. This is so easy, it's not even funny. And the good thing is there's no waste. So you're just going to sprinkle it on. And what I do, some people don't like to do it this way, but I'm going to sprinkle it on the whole thing. I know it looks like I'm wasting a lot, doesn't it? This is my favorite part. So we're going to sprinkle it all on. Oh my gosh, I'm using the whole bottle, right? Crazy. Why would I waste all that? But there's no waste. You know why? Because I'm going to take this, hopefully not fling it across my table, and put it together like this. Make a little funnel. And I'm going to turn it around. And look at this. I'm putting it all back. That's it. So the only thing that I use is what sticks. And I do a gentle tap. And sometimes, like you'll see right here, it didn't quite catch it. So I'm going to put a little bit more on there and shake it up a little bit. And then hopefully it'll stick there. I may not have gotten good ink on that one. That happens sometimes. But let's hope it did. Oh yeah, we're good. See? See how that worked? So at first it didn't have enough on there. So I went and I redid it again, and again, because of the Versamark hang time or drying time, I call it hang time, I used it and that worked out okay. I'm going to shake this off a little bit better because as you can see here, if you get closer, see all that right in there? You don't want that because otherwise it'll dry hard and you won't be able to get it off. So I'm going to shake that off. So anyway, as you can see, I barely used anything. Here, I'll show you the side. I don't want to tip it over now because it'll empty out. See that right there? There's hardly any used, as you saw before. So we're set. I'm going to wipe my table off right here so I can get rid of this. Now, sometimes, if you want to, I'm going to tap this really good by the garbage can. I'm sure you can hear it. Okay. Oh, that's much better. And because I use the Stamping Buddy, and because I made sure that there wasn't really many pieces sticking out there, it should look pretty good. Here we go. Okay, now this is not embossed, all right? This is just like this with the embossing powder on it. Now, I don't know if there's a certain amount of time that you can leave it like this. I have had it to where I've actually left it for a half a day and it's been fine. So I think once you just put the embossing powder on, you can truthfully put it on the side and do it later as long as you don't knock into it or wipe it off. So I'm actually noticing that there's a little part right here that didn't get any embossing powder. So I'm going to do that part again too. Hopefully it'll stick. It still probably has a little bit of hang time. So we'll check that out and shake it up a little bit. I might have knocked it with my finger when I was trying to get it knock off the extra pieces, so I might have tapped it too hard. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so I'm going to show you a close-up real quick. Like that. And I put my finger on it. I just noticed I did it again. So that is what it looks like, and it's not embossed. And I'm going to show you, it kind of looks like it's little dots all over the place. See if you can see that. Maybe that's a better way to see it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to emboss. Now, sometimes it takes this heat tool just a little bit to warm up, okay? Not too long at all. You can use tweezers if you like. I'm going to just use my finger, and I left spots for my finger here. It can get warm, and if you're sensitive to heat, you want to make sure that you do use like tweezers or something so that you don't hurt yourself. So we're just going to turn this on, and it's just a simple little switch like this, right there. And then we're going to put it... Let me talk first and then I'll do it. Then we're going to put it up close within like 3 to 5 inches, and sometimes I'll get a little bit closer and a little bit further away depending on how hot it feels to me, and that for me is more of a judgment. You do not want to get too close or you can burn your paper. It has happened to me, and you don't want to do that because you don't want to leave like a brown mark or a darker mark on your embossing powder because that defeats the purpose of your creation. Okay? So let's get started. This may be a little bit boring for you, but I want to show you how cool it looks once it happens. Okay? Okay, so this is all embossed. It's all done. You could even look at it on the side and see how it's a little bit shiny there. See how that is? Okay, and hopefully you could tell where it was a little bit different and then all of a sudden you saw it really shiny. Now I'm going to show you right here. I kind of did this on purpose. See how this has little dots? I don't think that's completely done yet. And there's a few like right here, so I'm going to show you how to fix that. You can always reheat it and then it'll melt a little bit more and it'll fill out a little bit better, okay? So I'm going to show you that. And I said okay again, and I just noticed. Sorry. Anyway, let's see what we got. Okay, so now once this has been embossed, you can touch it, you can do anything with it. It's shiny, it's not smearing, it's done. Basically, that's the final step, okay? The cool thing about this is, not only are you done, but you can also color on it afterwards. I'm going to show you that in a different video. But I really hope you enjoyed checking out heat embossing. I love the way it looks. It's a cool, cool look. I'm sure you've seen embossed cards before and how they look on like at Hallmark or different places, and now you can make your own. I think that would be awesome, and people would love to see those and would love to get an awesome handmade card from you with a new technique that you just learned how to do. So thank you so much for joining us at Creative Journey with Melissa. We hope you make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and our blog, and don't forget that we're going to be giving away this awesome stamp set which is called Hello Spring. And I hope that you enjoyed going on a creative journey with Melissa, and have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.